Right, got a comment from the opposition. Nah, this is an L take. My household income is over 120k a year easy, and we have good jobs. Cost of living still affects, and we don't keep the heating on. So this comment was left under a video where I first started filming my thermostat. Went away for the weekend. No one was here. The house was empty. The house was cold. So I was interested to see how cold the house would get with the heating off for 2 days over the weekend. So when I came back, I ran upstairs and I checked the thermostat and it was like 11 or 12 degrees. And I was thinking to myself, like, blood, there's certain people right now sitting in their yard and it's 12 or 11 degrees. And they literally got 6 dressing gowns on, 2 tracksuit bottoms and 2 hats, 6 pairs of gloves and that. So I left that video, got a few comments underneath that video, and this was one of them recently, like a couple of hours ago, something like that. Let's just explain something right now. It doesn't matter how much money you earn, you have to live below your means. So if you're on 50 grand a year, you have to live like you're earning 30. If you're on 120 grand a year, you have to live like you're on 80. I don't care if you're on 1 million. You have to live below your means. If you don't believe me, why do you think Mike Tyson went broke? Why do you think any of these rappers, NFL players in America, basketball players in America, maybe there's a few footballers over here in the UK have gone broke? The reason why they've gone broke, because it doesn't matter how much money you earn, you have to live below your means. More than likely, this individual's got direct debits coming out of his ass and that. Yeah, him and his household collectively and that. It don't matter how much money you earn. You got to live below your means. There's no way you could truly be on 120 grand a year between 2 or 3 people and that, and you can't put the heating on. I promise you, maybe a man don't have a Mercedes, but if you look through a man's direct debits and that, there's a lot of frivolous spending. I ain't going to say the person's name, but big up my man. Done a coaching, look, a one-to-one the other day. And two of the guys actually said the same thing. They do a lot of frivolous spending. Yeah, they just spend money there, spend money there, spend money there, spend money there. That adds up. My girl told me about a client that she had, and she had to tell the client, yo, you need to cut down on the spending. I'm seeing on your bank statements, like you've gone into Sainsbury's like 3 times in one day and you're spending like £25 here and there and that, yeah? Those little frivolous spending, that it adds up. And it comes to a point where it's like, yo, you ain't got fucking much money left at the end of the month. So it doesn't matter how much money you earn. Trust me, man's been and sat in offices and that. There was one job I was working at in Clapham somewhere, I think Clapham South. Basically, you know that infamous Holborn job that I was working at? You know when I told you lot, like if you've been following me long enough, got kicked off that site and I had to go somewhere else, but still working for the same company, that they banned me from the construction site because of my YouTube videos. When I went to this new construction site, still working for the same company, but on a different construction site, there was one guy that I was sitting with in a room. He was one of like a commissioning manager. He's basically in charge of signing off paperwork and whatnot. And another commissioning engineer said to me, Jay, I don't care how much overtime you do, I don't care what rate you're on, yeah, you don't earn more money than this guy. Yeah. This guy's probably on like £600 a day. Easily. So anyway, the engineer, commissioning engineer said that to me. I don't care how much money you earn, blah, 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 whatever in it. The commissioning manager sitting in front of me and he's like, yeah, I earn all this money and I still don't have no money at the end of the month. It doesn't matter how much money you earn. You can earn £600 a day, you can earn £1,000 a day, you can earn £10,000 a day. If you don't live below your means, you're going to be living at the breadline and you probably can't afford to turn the heating on and that. Now, if you can't afford to turn the heating on, you're living in a standard house and that, you're doing something wrong, fam. You're doing something wrong. Like, bro, if a man told me, yeah, he got 100 grand a year income in his household and that, and he can't afford to turn the heating on, like, what, you living in a fucking 10-bed manor house in the middle of the Cotswolds? Come on, man. I promise you, if you go through your direct debits and that, or just track how much money you spend in a day. Track how much money you spend in a day, yeah? And you will see, yo, they're spending too much money. Now, I don't need to do that because I live well below my means. So by default, I save money. By default, I spend money sensibly and that. When I was talking to these young guys and that, doing a little one-to-one mentoring and that, I'm saying like, yo, how much are you saving at the moment? They're saying like, oh, I'm only saving £400. I say, let's say realistically, yeah, let's not get crazy now where we're eating tins of sardines every single day and yeah, we're just not having no quality of life and that. But let's be realistic, yeah. If we cut it back and we was being sensible, what's the maximum you could save, per month? I say I could save £800. Well, that's what it is then. Yeah, that's what it's got to be in it. You want to buy a property, you got to scale it back. Promise you. My man's got some sort of background spending that. He's spending too much money. Your lifestyle, the quality of life you're trying to live is too high. Been able to put heating on and that is basics. So if you can't do that, there's something wrong there. There's definitely something wrong. But man, that's it for today, man. You got to save your money. You got to live below your means. It's the only way.